Let's talk about physical fatigue, but maybe not in the way you're used to thinking about it. We're going to explore a whole new perspective on exhaustion, not as a sign that you're failing, but as a powerful and honestly a helpful signal from your body.
Wow, I've lost confidence and feel like I'm breaking down. This comes from someone in their mid-60s, and it just hits you, right? They've gone through this period of total physical burnout, and even after their body started to recover, this deep fear was left behind, a fear of even trying to engage with the world again. It's a feeling that I think a lot of us can understand on some level.
All right, so here's our game plan. We'll start by really digging into that fear of having a setback. Then, we'll completely reframe what fatigue is, seeing it as a signal. From there, we'll look at the bigger picture, the why behind it all, figure out how to move forward, and wrap up with this really lovely idea of joyful learning.
Okay, let's get right to the heart of it. This isn't just about feeling tired. It's about that crisis of confidence that hits you like a ton of bricks when your own body's limits suddenly feel like a cage.
And this is the really tricky part, isn't it? Your body might be healing, but your mind gets stuck. It remembers what that breakdown felt like, and it starts to build all these walls to protect you. You end up in this cycle of self-doubt, second-guessing every single move, wondering if you even have what it takes to get back out there.
But what if that feeling of being trapped isn't a dead end? What if it's actually an invitation to look at things differently? This brings us to the core idea we're exploring today, completely reinterpreting what your body is trying to tell you.
I mean, this is the question that just haunts us, isn't it? When you have to stop, when you just can't keep up anymore, it feels like you failed. You blame yourself, you blame your age, your limits. But what if? What if the answer to this question is a hard no?
And here it is. This is the big mindset shift. Fatigue, or piro in Korean, is not a punishment. It's not a breakdown. It's an opportunity. It's a designated time for study. Your body is literally giving you homework. It's forcing a pause so you can stop and figure out, okay, what part of my approach, my mindset, my actions led me to this point?
This really just sums it up. That time you spent resting wasn't wasted time. It wasn't a setback in your life, it was a classroom. And the subject was you. The curriculum was all about understanding your own patterns so you could find a better, more sustainable way to live. Now, to really understand why this study time is so important, we have to zoom way out. The source material offers this cosmic perspective that connects our very personal struggles to a much bigger universal principle. The idea here is that our primary purpose on Earth isn't just to achieve things or be productive. It's to learn. It's to grow. Our whole life is the curriculum, and every challenge, every hardship, and yes, every single bout of fatigue is just another lesson in this huge, grand school.
So check this out. This is a concept called the 3-to-7 rule. It's explained as a kind of law of nature. The idea is that when our murky energy, our imbalances, our wrong habits, our unresolved stuff, when that hits a 30% threshold, it triggers a major change. Nature itself steps in and forces a separation to bring things back into balance.
And here's where it all clicks back to you. That burnout you felt, it wasn't just some random, unlucky event. According to this way of thinking, that was your personal 30% threshold being hit. It was nature's way of hitting the emergency brake, forcing a necessary course correction so you could finally deal with those imbalances and learn the lesson you were meant to learn.
Okay, that is a whole new way of thinking about things. But what do you actually do with it? How do you turn this deep reflection into real action? Let's talk about some practical steps to move forward. So here's a clear 4-step path. First, and this is huge, listen to your body. When it says it's tired, you have to rest. No more fighting it. Second, use that rest to reflect. Genuinely ask yourself, what was I doing that pushed me this far? Third, release the blame. This is about taking ownership, realizing that your hardships often stem from your own patterns, not from what others did to you. And finally, seek wisdom. Actively look for a better way. Learn from what happened.
And all of this leads us to our final section, which really wraps everything up into this beautiful, empowering new way to live.
The biggest takeaway here is this. It's time to shift out of that pass or fail mentality we all get trapped in. Life isn't a test. It's a study. It's a continuous, fascinating laboratory. Setbacks aren't failing grades. They're just interesting data that shows you where you need to focus your research next. And it all comes down to this beautiful, simple piece of encouragement. Try to live joyfully.
Once you start seeing your life as a study, you can actually find the joy in the process of learning, not just in the final grade. The discovery, the little improvements, that's where the fun is.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. Whatever it is in your life that's forcing you to pause right now, whether it's fatigue, a setback, or some other challenge, what is it asking you to study? Instead of seeing it as a roadblock, try seeing it as your own personal curriculum, an invitation to learn something fascinating and new.